Life's a coat of many colors. It is never black and white. Can't have one without the other. The dark without the light. In the summer we were lovers. With the flame our hearts would burn. A flame the autumn would smother and leave this heart to yearn forever blue, forever blue. I'm putting on the show for the world to see. No one will ever know that without you I'm forever blue. No more waking up early.
And hello everyone, and welcome back. It has been a while since we have been playing Vampire the Masquerade. Welcome back to the Kindred of Fog City, our semi-persistent campaign here on Neon Lights. Before we intro to the players, just going to do a quick content warning for anyone, since we're going to start doing that. Content warnings for this evening include injury. There is not heavy descriptions of the injury itself, but someone will be having one of those. There will also be emotional moments, including, well, I don't know exactly what to clarify this as. Friends, lovers, who knows? Emotional moments between that and a prolonged leave of absence due to medical issues. These are topics that will be covered in this, at least in the first half of this episode. So if that does not sound like something you are down for, then please go ahead and catch us another night. But let's go with intros. We're going to start straight below me on the overlay. Would you like to introduce yourself, Leona?
Oh my, that's me. I'm first. Hello, my name is Leona. You can find me on Twitter at @TheLeonaMaple. Tonight I am playing our Banu Hakim, judge, jury, and executioner herself, Uma Shaker.
Passing it right along to the left on the overlay. D, go ahead.
Good evening, my lovely children of the dark. My name is Dee, and tonight I will be playing DJ Green, the Bruja Warrior.
Keeping it going. Glyza, go next.
Oh, that's me. That's why we're waiting. Hey, I'm Liza. I go by they, them. Tonight I'll be playing Aurora Balon, the caitiff who's also kind of a Toreador and also a Malkavian. I guess I'm not indecisive or anything. But yeah, that's who I'll be playing tonight, Aurora Balon.
Excellent. Keeping it going. Go ahead, Tate.
Yep. Hello, Internet. My name is Tate Washburn, and I will be playing Dustin Morgan. I always forget the name of the actual, clans and stuff. The Tremere bodyguard slash manservant of Malcolm. We never really defined that. Chauffeur?
I like manservant. I think that one fits.
I do not.
It's like chauffeur is the wrong word. Bodyguard, he does a lot.
Why not butler? I like butler.
I'll accept butler.
I don't think he buttles.
Yeah,
not
I'm
really
with butler, in my opinion.
Is that a
Not
word?
if
Hold on, is that a word?
With that attitude.
Buttle?
Wait, no, stop. Is that a word?
What do you think?
I think so,
rebuttal
but I don't
is there? What do you think
Buttle?
rebuttal means?
Wait, no,
Read
wait.
is
Hold
just
on.
a
No, there's no
prefix.
way that's connected. We're not going to have that conversation on stream.
Anyway, continue on.
Google
Fox, go
exists.
ahead and introduce
It
yourself.
does exist. Bottle is a word. It's a Scotch form of a bottle.
Fair enough. Well,
So, there
hey
we go.
folks, it's Young Foxy.
The more you
aka
know.
Foxy. also known as Fair Fox Philly's finest. And tonight, I am very pleased to be gracing you all for one last final time with the illustrious Malcolm Duvernay, sire of House Duvernay.
And I am Mallard Man, also known as Milan. I will be your storyteller for you tonight, because this is a story, of course, about Kindred. If you are not familiar, Kindred is another term for vampire in the world of darkness. And as we begin, we are going to open with the last of you finally arriving on the Duvernay Manor after having received the news. It is in the kitchen, actually, that you find Malcolm has not yet been moved. The signs of the first aid everywhere across the floor will need to be cleaned up at some point, but for the moment, before everyone else actually enters the room, it is just Aurora and Malcolm.
Aurora at this time has tried her best to just like make sure everything is removed. They know that he's lost a lot of blood, and but she's also very thankful that he doesn't have her weakness. And she's quietly staring at the hole.
You see that it is already beginning to repair itself as it does, but the process is slow going as more vitae is needed in actuality to speed up that process. It is at this point that one of the people assisting you, one of the Valkyries, brings in just an IV drip that's just like blood, and just like a camelback straw is just placed into Malcolm's hand for wherever they want to put it.
I'm going to look at Malcolm and go, "Do you need vitae?"
Need is a strong word,
I mean, I'm here.
and that's very kind of you. I think you've done enough to avert this already, thank you.
I know what happens from this. How long?
The pain is persistent. The healing is slow. I can already feel my strength leaving me. It will be at least a decade. Perhaps longer.
And you can see for a moment the confidence and the normal aura that Aurora has just like crack and break, and it's gone, and it's this scared vampire just in front of me. And I say, I didn't even have enough time to tell you why I'm here.
Time is a fickle thing. And I believe you have it now, if nothing else.
Well, you should know then that I came here because of you.
Elaboration?
You said decades, right?
At least.
When does it happen? Do you feel it happening anytime soon?
I'm not certain how long I can maintain my consciousness. I will certainly enter the sleep soon, but you have me for now.
I don't know if
You
I'm
would-
ready to tell you yet.
You would know that within this night is when Malcolm will enter into torpor. For those of you in the audience, torpor is a state of extended sleep, where a vampire rests and goes dormant. This usually happens because of a grievous injury. Some vampires enter it voluntarily, hoping to pass the time between particularly chaotic eras.
When you say you have me now, I'm going to pretend that this is when the others start. Like I could hear the others start coming in, and I'm going to look at Malcolm and I'm going to say, "The others are coming." Um, that would provide distraction. I came here because I fell in love with you the first time I saw you on one of your visits to my father's estate. Um, I didn't know then that I would feel the same way as I do now, as I'm here. And the fact that you're going to be gone for 10 years or more is not pleasant. And hopefully that's when the others push in because I don't want any
I'm fine with that. I'm
But
fine
there's
with that.
you begin to speak to respond, Malcolm, and that is when the door opens. I believe first would probably actually the three of you would probably arrive at around a similar time.
I mean,
Okay.
I think Dustin might run in first, unless someone was trying to beat him at this.
All right, Dustin enters first.
Yeah, it'd be somewhere like near the end of Aurora's like little speech there that you'd hear like distant cursing and discussions with Valkyries asking for like details, and the first thing that you'd actually hear as the door opens, like, "I'm gonna kill her. God damn it, I knew it. When we were chasing that guy, he didn't have any Tremere anything, and I can't believe." And he sort of stops as he sees Malcolm like lying down, and
Patience,
then he'd
Dustin.
get like all stoic.
Anger will not serve us now.
I've done quite a lot with anger, but probably right.
You could do more if you had focus. I've been trying to show you that for so very long now.
His eyes would narrow. Just how bad?
A decade of torpor, perhaps longer. I won't die, but I will need rest.
And yeah, it's like very stoked, just and like narrowed eyes. And well, I'll keep the place in working shape.
I'll need more than that from you.
Raised eyebrow.
There is a cancer boiling beneath this place. A rising tumult that will soon overflow. It will come with change. Change must be beset by order. I am not asking you to reform this place, Dustin. But you must do more than simply lash out in rage and or in vengeance. There are great things ahead of you. You'll have to claim them.
Yeah, he'll like nod respectfully because now is not like the time to argue, I guess, or equivocate, and just as you wish.
The others with you?
I would say
Are
at
they?
this point the other two join in.
Wonderful. I don't like repeating my speeches. Come along, you two. Don't just stare.
They slid one past you, huh, OG?
No one's perfect, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought you'd continue to defy that expectation too, but guess it happens.
Well, if you, like I, have seen anything in this world, you know that our calling is to defy expectations. But even that can be overbearing sometimes.
DJ is going to stand next to Aurora, and will, if the two are close enough together, will also stand next to Uma. And just wait.
I think he kind of just takes a moment and is like looking at the three of them and looks over at Uma and just. I think he's trying to find the right words to say, and like where for the others it's all just like easy sort of words of confidence. He's like trying to find something, and it's just like, "You look pale."
Why wouldn't I?
I admit it's an ugly hole, very asymmetrical.
I wasn't really looking at it, but sure.
Apologies. I was hoping humor might brighten your mood.
Who did this to you?
The wound, well, our wayward guest was responsible for this one. Clever trick, the ritual and the crossbow. She, however, did not act alone. This was plotted. A certain someone is trying to get rid of me. Or I should say, succeeded in getting rid of me, perhaps?
Temporarily.
All the same, my wayward sire is responsible for this. I was outright told such by my assailant. I did not need to be.
She will receive judgment.
Of that I am certain. But before you lay your inquisitive eyes upon that soul, before you weigh her heart on the scales, might I offer perspective?
Of course.
There is something to be said of powerful people. Powerful things that aren't people as well. Power is an all-consuming influence. It's like fire. It will take in itself, burn anything it sees as fuel, grow larger and wider until it is either all-consuming or it is gone. And if anything seeks to waylay it, it snuffs that thing out. I have lived 174 years by that principle. I have done more wrong than most men could drench a Bible in. And I have done it all, knowing that if something ever killed me, all it would do is prove me right. And now I find myself presented with a very unique opportunity. Not only can I find, I should say, not only could someone find the one responsible for my predicament and seek their own judgment, but I may be around to pick what is left out of the ashes, to see what is made of a world without the powerful. Has that not always been your goal? A world without the powerful?
That's not inherently true. I can see why you think that. It's not. There's a difference between the power that oppresses and the power that comes from within. It is easy to be, well, no. It is possible to be powerful. It is easier to be a power that oppresses. That's the difference.
If you told me this in my youth, before the war ended, I might have laughed in your face. If you told me this a year ago, I might still have laughed. But mayhap that is the problem with old power, that it cannot see change.
I will see these changes through. For
It
you.
would be all that I ask of you. I told the same of Dustin. There are great things ahead of you, young Banu Hakim. You will set this world ablaze and pick the finest pieces out of whatever remains. You will forge something so much better. And when I awaken, I expect to see it.
Better.
Oh, a decade of slumber simply won't see me waste away that badly. I'll gain a few more wrinkles, I'm certain, but beyond that. There is one last favor I'd ask of you, though.
And me.
You. So I suppose, of all of you, if I'm being a bit indulgent, when you find her, not if, as you have the resources of this entire manor available to all of you, from this moment, House Duvernay is at your disposal. So using these resources, when you locate her, ensure she suffers. On my behalf?
I mean, who am I to turn down a request from an old friend? You know, yeah.
You flatter me.
I mean, Dustin will just nod.
Aurora remains quiet and just sort of molding into DJ right now. Just trying to like lean on them for strength or whatever.
And DJ will sort of pat Aurora on the shoulder and go, "Get some good shut-eye, old man."
Certainly try. Last time I went through torpor, an entire global coup happened a few places around the world. Madness in the Middle East, I swear. They called it the Arab Spring, I think? I told them social media was a thing we had to keep under control, and that I won't get into it right now. In any case,
You've gone on this rant before.
the point of the matter is, just keep the world a bit less aflame while I'm asleep this time, please, all of you.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Much appreciated.
See you in 2022.
Let's hope the world's a bit different then.
I think that's a pretty safe bet.
A final word, by the way, for two of you. I won't specify who, as you know I'm the type to be elusive, to be mysterious, but I hope the words land critically. I don't consider myself a wonderful person. I don't consider myself a monster. I consider myself art. Art can be appreciated. It can be cherished. But be careful being selfish with it, yes? It's a mistake I've made too many times. Well then, loves. Find vindication for me.
Yeah.
Unerringly. I think Dustin at this point will like leave the room and start variously organizing the house.
Does anyone else leave the room with Dustin?
Yeah. I'll let the other two, if they have anything left to say, I'll just look at them and go, "Be right outside."
I will leave it, DJ.
As everyone turns to leave, I give Malcolm one last like squeeze on the shoulder and start to make my way out.
Appreciated, cherished, but not to be selfish. Yes?
Yeah. See you soon.
I will see all of you very soon. Be safe.
And I leave.
And yeah, I suppose at this point, Malcolm will just start making his way down towards, I don't know, wherever he's probably got a place prepared for this kind of thing, you know?
Actually, without you even getting up, the Valkyries do come in, 4 of them. You probably motion to get up on your own, but they like just pick you up from each side. And as they take you, Aurora, are you walking alongside?
Yeah.
You descend down a staircase you've actually never even seen before. It goes deeper and deeper, and if you could feel cold, and if you did breathe, you would see your breath in front of your face and feel your skin get goosebumps. You don't exactly know how deep you are underneath. And you find yourself in a small room, dimly lit. There are still gas lamps in here that are set to the minimum setting. This room's old, probably as old as San Francisco itself. A small stone bench elevated from the center of the room, and inside, on top of it, is an elegantly prepared coffin that they lay you down in.
Thank you all for keeping this in such great condition so long. You've all served me so very well.
They just stand at attention with their arms behind their back.
In 10 years, then, should any of you still be alive?
I'll take care of him.
With that, I have little doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Dustin I'll keep the Valkyries.
Well, I wish you luck with that conversation.
Get some rest.
I shall try.
Ladies,
And yeah,
and I let the Valkyries lead me out.
and I'll watch them leave, and then just lay myself down, fold my arms. And I guess as the coffin closes, just kind of, once again, silently to myself, just, death is nothing compared to vindication. And with a soft smile, just close my eyes.
And with that, the door to this room is gently closed. And with that, we're going to take our first break. And hello again. Thank you for sticking around after our brief break.
Break.
We're going to go back a few hours into the night because there's still one plot that hasn't been answered. Before arriving at the Duvernay Mansion, Uma and Dustin were on the tail of the Man in Black after their altercation outside the docks of San Francisco. Dustin had been chasing, using a ritual to illuminate his trail. Now, if you would like to roll that tracking check for the individual.
Yes. I just had that open, darn it. Was
The VTM roller?
well, no, just it was survival, because I always get that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, okay. That's several successes, but I did do this first ritual real well, so it kind of doesn't matter so long as I don't critically fail. Yeah, that's 3.
Yes. Certainly. We were just looking to see if you failed on your hunger die by a critical margin. But no, you track him. You and Uma. Do you say anything to each other, or are you just silently following?
I think at this point, yeah, I think emotions are pretty high, and I don't know like how Uma would normally do this, but I think Dustin for the first little bit is like really taking his time to make sure that he doesn't like double back or like try and hide the trail in some way where he can like get the drop on him.
Yeah, no.
Now
for
the
sure.
question.
Oh, go
The
ahead.
question also remains: how intense are you? Are you like following just on the streets, or are you all free running, like parkouring through the city?
I mean, at least I think for that first hour, it's a pretty, it's like not intense. It's we are just wearing this guy out until I can start doing the second ritual.
Sounds good. As you are following this man, you definitely see that his trail is erratic, but also fast. He does not care about what is seeing this man jumping across buildings. As you see regularly, these trails of mist go from like the roof of a parking garage onto this bank building, just following this winding, circuitous route. Your tracking, though, allows you to slowly gain on him.
Mhm.
It's about the hour mark when you sense that the trail is close by. Now you can stop and do this ritual, or you can continue to pursue him.
I mean, I think Dustin would look to Uma and whammy.
Do it.
Yeah, gonna do this ritual.
All right, so you need to make a ritual check in order to do this. Let's go ahead and look at the specific nature of the ritual check, because I believe you make it per each blood explosion.
It was my understanding that it was ritual check once, but then a rouse check every time to do the actual attack part.
Well, before proceeding with the ritual, no. So you do make a. You still are making a resolve and blood sorcery check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, though I do still have to do the rouse check now at the start of the ritual.
Yes.
Right?
So the ritual itself takes a rouse check, and then you roll. So they
Okay.
have to roll their stamina and resolve to resist.
So first
and
the
you-
rouse, which I did get an extra hunger.
Well, you don't apply so when a rouse check fails, it's only every other rouse check that you get hungrier.
Okay.
So keeping that in mind for your next rouse check.
Anyways,
That many.
then yeah.
Is that many.
Wish there was a good button for this, but if this is
Wow.
blood sorcery plus intelligence, then
I believe
have
it's
some
blood
pretty
sorcery
good die
plus.
on this.
I believe it's actually blood sorcery plus your resolve,
Oh, resolve. All right.
because you are also inflicting damage onto yourself to do this.
All right. That's still just not a good button for this. I'm just gonna. No, I have to do it this way. Where's a good button for just?
So if you click on the resolve key, or no.
All
not
right.
resolve.
Yeah.
If you
3.
click- Yeah. And then you can just add
Alright.
to that.
Yeah. So that's 3 successes.
3 successes. All right. He only got 1 success, so he takes 2 points of aggravated damage.
Yeah, and I think it's the second this ritual happens that Dustin is going to start running after him more.
So, this ritual of yours, you take a moment, you begin the chant, and you pull out this dagger. The dagger, actually, for flavor's sake, it's not the dagger, it's your hunting knife that you carry. You've managed to fortify it with your own magic. And you perform the ritual, and you feel it take effect. You can apply this 2 more times, but do you want to apply it now, or do you want to continue pursuing?
I think at least the plan, and if Uma wanted to take point, he would follow her lead, but his plan is basically to do this once and try and shock and awe him of this. He suddenly explodes, Dustin's on top of him, and starts doing it again and again. If he can get to this guy, especially with Uma as backup.
So there's no actual need now to chase. Now we're going to do a dexterity athletics check, as it's just a full-out sprint. So you two go ahead and roll if you're chasing after. Now he's going to roll.
Sorry, that was... Am I also rolling Dex Athletics?
Yeah, if you're still chasing after him, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's 3 successes.
He also got 3 successes, Uma. Your roll?
What do I get with celerity? I have 2 dots in celerity. Can I get extra dice for that?
I believe that is one of the domain abilities of celerity, or are you activating fleetness?
Yeah, I was activating fleetness.
If you activate fleetness, there is no need to roll actually for this. You just catch up and grab him, and as you grab him, you notice the entire front of his suit is now coated in dark vitae, and he whirls around, and we're gonna go back into combat now. Dustin, you catch up right as this starts. Are you all ready?
I maybe should have asked this just before we did this, but these further checks with this ritual, is it gonna take like the 10 minutes of ritual, or is the ritual already started and I can just do this again? It's kind of unclear.
I believe normally it takes 10 minutes each time, but I'm gonna just say that since if you spend 2 turns in succession without him interrupting you at all, then you can get the ritual off.
Yeah, well then I'm definitely gonna do that, right?
Alright. We're gonna go Uma, since if you have fleetness still activated, you can go first on whatever you're trying to do.
Okay. I mean, what are we trying to do? I'm pretty sure we're just trying to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, it's get him to the point where we can interrogate him without him fighting back, because we do want to know what's up.
I will do my best to kind of subdue him, unless he decides to fight back.
What method are you taking to subdue him? Are you gonna try and like grapple him, or are you just gonna try and like beat the crap out of him?
Yeah, like a grapple, like a brawl grapple situation.
Okay, yeah, so that would be a strength grapple.
Or strength
brawl? Strength brawl check.
Okay.
He is also going to contest this with his... Wow, he's good at this. So, I'll write those to this hunger die. How many successes did you roll?
5 successes.
Wow.
He also rolled 5 with a critical success on his, or bestial success on his hunger die. So, as you attempt to like grab and push him down, you realize this dude's got potence. In the literal sense, he literally just lifts you by your arm, like while you're holding him, flings you around and like knocks you onto the floor. You don't take any damage for this, but the grapple is completely unsuccessful.
Okay.
It is now your turn, Dustin, but he is not hindered in any way. He may come and try and attack you.
Now I'm gonna start doing the quicker version of this ritual.
All right, so you begin the ritual on this turn, and on your next turn it'll happen. He is going to he doesn't know that you're the source of that damage yet, so he's going to first attempt to attack Uma again. He's going to make another strength brawl against you.
What do I roll against him?
You're also, well, are you trying to evade his attacks, or are you trying to fight back?
I will evade this attack.
All right, so then you can go ahead and roll me a dexterity and athletics to avoid.
Okay. That is 2 successes.
Okay. He did not roll great either, but you are still going to take 2 points of superficial damage.
Okay.
As he comes down with both fists, and you see the pavement crack beneath you, but he misses barely. So then he turns and then strikes out with the leg, and you go a couple of feet from the impact. It is now your turn again.
Okay, sorry, there's a bug in here, and it's like flying around the light, and it's really terrifying. I'm okay though. I will attempt to. Oh God, what can I do? I think the same approach is the best approach I got. So I'm gonna attempt to grapple him again.
Okay. Go ahead, and we're going to do another strength brawl versus his strength brawl.
Yeah.
You get the feeling that after fighting him, this is a person who's used to combating Kindred specifically with their strength and speed. You could say he might have a specialization in this.
Yeah, and that's only 2 successes, so this is not gonna get any better for me.
Yeah, no, he got 4 successes. So in actuality, this time he throws you far enough away that you're away from him. But Dustin, you get your ritual off. Go ahead and make that check.
Yeah. That is still plus 3.
That'll be the 100 die. Another.
Oh, that's
crit on the
4
100
successes.
Die. 4 successes. He rolled extremely well with another brutal critical on the hunger die, which makes his a total of 6 successes.
Damn.
Which I believe he only takes damage on the margin. So once again, he does begin to cough up blood, and as he makes eye contact with you, he doesn't take any damage from this. You know what? No, I will say he takes 1 superficial damage. Which is not much. But it's damage is damage. It is his turn now, and seeing that you are doing this ritual that is affecting him, he's going to attempt to brawl against you now.
Cool. For defense, am I allowed to use my melee skill? The idea being like, he's going to swing at me, and I'm going to try and put my knife
Yeah, if you have a melee weapon,
inside of
go
his
ahead
arm.
and use your melee skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. For him, he is attempting to just use his incredibly powerful fists.
Yeah, and I think this is a very dexterous. I'm like basically just trying to get the inside of his arm as he comes in. And I think I do have a specialty in melee knife fighting specifically.
Yeah, so you
So I
have
have an extra die?
Yes.
Ah.
Let's go ahead and change the music since this is an action scene.
4 successes.
That's not correct. Whatever, that music's
I
fine.
was gonna say-
We'll let it stand.
I think that sounded like the clown one.
Yeah, I think that is the clown one. How many successes did you get?
4.
Yeah, he actually doesn't realize you have a knife, or he doesn't realize that knife is dangerous as you quickly slash it. Unfortunately, weapons only do superficial damage, so he only takes another. And due to his toughness, he actually doesn't take anything.
Also, are you sure that the music changed? Because I don't think it did. I can just hear the clown music like in the background, low-key. Unless I need to reboot my Sirenscape.
Hold on. Apologies, folks. We had a little bit of tech issues with Sirenscape, deleting every musical choice I had right before the stream.
Yeah, that was awkward.
So we are doing this by the seat of our pants. Sounds appropriate.
That sounds pretty good.
Yes. Okay. You get the sense he's pretty hardy, and this knife, you swear it almost sparks against his skin. But Uma, it is once again your turn. Your fleetness is still active, so you can get up to him in a single moment. But what do you like to do?
I just don't have any better stats, damn it! Like, unless I can persuade him somehow.
You can always attempt if you want to try talking to him, see what he says.
I mean, I don't... Will he listen is the question.
You never know who's listening.
Ah.
Who will listen? Sorry. That was way too ominous.
No. It's all good.
You never know who's listening.
Shoot. I can't even... I got nothing, y'all.
Could you go ahead and roll me just really quick?
Yeah.
Just roll me a... We'll say this is wits and streetwise. Just
Okay.
to see if you can recognize where you are.
Sure, yeah. Nope. Not at all. That's a bestial failure. Not at all.
You're disoriented right now.
Yeah.
It's getting to be a high power moment. I'm actually going to say with that bestial failure, I would like you to resist a frenzy for me.
Okay. I got a button for that. Succeeded.
You
Wow,
feel
really?
yourself
You did.
move well, but
Yeah.
then you think back, and you remember a long time ago, a moment with your sire. The first time you begin to felt frenzy. And they talked you through a therapeutic breathing exercise that centers you, and you just take a moment to do that. And you snap yourself back into the moment. You're still in danger. What are you doing?
Therapeutic exercise completed. Let's see. Can I want to use my stamina somehow.
Okay.
I don't, like, I obviously, like, my brawl is my best stat, but I want to do, like, a brawl stamina type thing. Like, maybe I, like, throw myself on top of him to, like, try and pin him down.
I will say...
I'm not sure if that works.
I wouldn't say normally that would work. Here's what you can do.
Okay.
I will allow you to make a stamina brawl check. However, if you lose by any sort of margin, he's going to do that much damage back to you.
Alright,
Okay, he's still going to be using his strength.
that works.
Alright. As he's like raising a fist to try and come after Dustin, you just grab with both arms and yank back. What'd you roll?
2 successes. It's not happening for me.
Well, you never know.
Okay.
Nope, it's not happening. You're gonna take 1 point of superficial damage as he knocks you behind him. Like, he just elbows you in the face and then is still raising his fist. Dustin, it is your turn. He's right in front of you, and you got him pretty good with that knife, but for whatever reason, superficial.
Yeah, I
cut it.
So that raises a question for me. I don't know that I can do anything but superficial damage. Or, like, is it just the amount of damage I did, it ended up being superficial?
So the way that damage works, against Kindred specifically, firearms and mundane weapons are all superficial damage. He, in particular, has something that allows him to resist a portion of superficial damage, kind of like how
So it is a
armor works.
portion. Yeah, okay.
So you get the feeling if
That
you
was the
do
question, was
enough, you will still take damage.
Well, yeah, then, honestly, it's my best skill, so I'm gonna do the same thing again. Just try and get him with this knife. See if I can get him in the neck or something. Oh, it's strength.
I will say a knife is probably like a strength weapon. Like if you had like a fencer's weapon, that would probably be dexterity.
Nice. So I only got 4.
4. Well, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4. He also got 4, so no damage is exchanged. As once again you come in with this knife trying to jab it at him, and he just like deflects it with his bare hand. He is going to activate a domain ability.
Oh no.
Oh.
Never mind, that did not do what I thought it did. Daunt would not be very helpful here.
Yeah.
So instead, what he is going to do is he's going to look around at the both of you. He's just going to yell out, "You want to fucking go? I'll take you both."
Can I just try and eat
We
him?
weren't here to...
You want to attempt? Okay.
I don't want to eat him like all the way, but I just want to like. I'm tired of this.
Hold on. Let me go to the phone.
I'm really tired of this asshole.
Sounds good. Let me go to.
I would like the dialogue in the moment as you're doing that. He's like, "You want to go?" It's like, I wasn't here to dance.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer. I like that. I'm just done. I'm done. I just want to eat him. Call us over and done. Be gone, asshole.
Hold on. I need to find the section on feeding as an attack in particular, because there are rules for this. What's great about the system, what's not so great is that they're all over the book. So give me a moment.
While he's looking for that, your more experienced vampire players, would it be helpful if I made him hungrier? Is that a thing? Would it be good to
Also,
do?
it might raise his potential to frenzy.
You can frenzy,
could
and
make
that's not
him,
that
like-
great.
Yeah, it would make him more of a like like a raging tank. But
That's what I figured, but I thought I'd ask just because I do have a thing for that.
You valid.
Hold on. Ha.
the best book ever. So well formatted.
Love.
I love you, World of Darkness, but
Love you, World of
Please.
Darkness. Well, y'all are my
Please.
favorite, but y'all, come on.
that
Love
5e
y'all.
book is laid out.
Love
like
y'all. Y'all
crime
know I
scene.
love y'all. But I'm just, oh, come on.
Okay, hold on.
Next time we do vampire, we're gonna do better, right?
It's
Just to say,
60.
form over function.
Maybe send it to
Sometimes.
a couple more editors.
We'll talk, right? We'll talk.
Okay. I found the feeding section, but I don't see any particular.
Oy vey.
Hold on.
Is it in the
Oh,
column?
there it is. Bite attacks. Vampires can use their fangs as weapons during a brawl-based attack. To attempt a bite attack, the players must declare the intention to bite before rolling their dice. They can do so in 2 ways: succeeding in a grapple contest or directly with a strength brawl called shot with a 1 success penalty. Unless part of a grapple, bite attacks are easier to defend against. A win on the roll lodges the attacker's fangs into the victim, treating the foe as grappled and dealing them exactly 2 aggravated health damage. Yeah, so it's another strength brawl check. Are you doing a called shot or are you grappling?
I think I'm grappling.
Okay.
I don't.
Let's go
I don't entirely understand. What is the penalty there for the called shot?
So the called shot means you subtract 1 success from whatever you roll. Since it's hard.
Ooh, no, I'll grapple. I'll just grapple.
Is there anything I could do to basically try and help with that? Instead of,
I mean, so since you two go together, I will allow, if you want this to happen, both of you can attempt a grapple, and if either of you succeed, the bite will latch on.
I'm down.
Okay.
But you're not adding your successes together. Either of you just have to hit this margin. Which,
Okay.
in fact, let me roll first, so you guys know what you have to roll to beat. That's a 7, that is a 7, that is a 6, that is a 6, and that is a 10. That is a total of 5 successes you have to beat.
Okay.
I literally cannot do that thing you just said.
If you crit,
Or
I
it
guess
could
it's
be.
true.
Sure, I guess. This isn't going well, y'all.
It is not. Yeah. There's always one more button than I think there's going to be. That's not. Oh, that's because I pressed the wrong button. Sorry.
That's craft. You quickly craft a weapon.
Yikes.
It's better, but it's still only 3.
Okay, so no, that's not going to do it. Uma?
I bestial failure.
Ooh, a
There's-
bestial success would have been nice, but unfortunately, no.
That one.
You go in with your fangs open, and he sees you, and he just grabs you by the jaw, and knocks you into Dustin.
This is redonkulous.
Mm-hmm.
Can I burn some willpower, please? For the love of
Yes,
for
of
the
course,
love
you
of
can always
all-
burn real power to attempt to reroll.
For the love of all that is holy, something needs to give here.
And when you re-roll with willpower, you only re-roll failed dice. So
That is correct.
keep all
You
your
can
successes.
reroll. You can keep how many successes you got.
and that's I can only
is 2.
reroll regular dice, not hunger dice, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Well, that's at least 2 dice. 1, 2. I don't think it's gonna give me enough actually, because I can only reroll 2. 1, 2. I would only have 4 successes.
Yeah. Okay. So save your willpower.
I'll save it. Damn it!
And he raises up a fist again. The two of you are tumbled together. And all of a sudden, moths just begin fluttering in groups.
Nope, don't like that.
They surround him in particular.
Still don't like it.
And they flutter around him. Tons. Like, it almost seems like a swarm. And they're acting intentionally almost. To try and not go too far into detail for anyone. And then this is when it finally clicks, Uma. You knew you'd recognize this place, but you've never been. This is the domain of one very, very interesting kindred. The Primogen of the Nosferatu.
Oh, we're on Nosferatu turf, are we?
You both look up and you see him standing there. His face is completely covered by this gray hoodie, but you just see a gnarled, emaciated, pallid hand from underneath, just twisting, as you realize he's the one who's controlling these moths. The man in black just begins flailing his arms around. And he says, "Stand up! Get up if you can!" And he leaps from the top of the building and lands behind you two.
Was that the Nosferatu to us?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I will stand.
Yeah. He gives you just
Yeah,
a moment to
obviously.
reprieve. Yes. Yeah. You don't see his face at all still. Typical for Nosferatu. But as the moths begin to, like, just coat this person, you hear, like, him stifling grunts as he's trying to, like, shake them off. And he's slapping his arm and, like, crushing a number of them, but more just keep coming in.
Tell me what to do.
I would suggest running. He seems a little too intense for you two children.
Damn it. I'll look at Dustin. Let's say Justin. And I was like, that's not right. It's Dustin.
I'm torn. I don't know. This guy seem like he's on the ropes, or he's still pretty hale
He
and
looks like
hearty?
he looks like he's gonna get out of the mods in a moment.
Well, I just mean generally, like, we haven't really heard him that much. Or...
Oh. Well, he's taken
Between
2
last
points of
time and this
aggravated. You still have one more ritual to do. You don't.
Yeah.
Give no clue. There's always the chance.
Yeah. I did think Dustin's like, cover me for just a second, and then we'll leave. and he's gonna try and do that ritual if he can.
I got your back.
As you get closer to him and say this, it smells. He has a scent to him. Some kindred do, especially Nosferatu. He doesn't smell fresh in any sense of the word. And you see briefly, he has this gray bandana that just covers most of the upper half of the face, and you just see these smiling maw underneath. Almost like a lamprey.
Although, really quick, do I know much about this guy?
You can go ahead and roll me something for that. This would take probably intelligence or wits, and I would say streetwise.
Oh, good. Could do streetwise intelligence for sure. And unless he's somehow connected to the black market, I assume I do not get to add my specialization in this.
He's not connected. Well, actually, yes, you can add your specialization.
Oh. Then let me... It's always one more button than I think I'm gonna need. 7 successes, wow.
You know exactly who this is, and
Yeah,
it clicks
I know
in
everything
a
about
moment
this
for
man.
you. This dude's nickname is literally the Lord of Moths. This is Million, or at least that's what he's called. He's the primogen of Nosferatu in the city. Not that that's an official title by any means. It is said that he has eyes and ears everywhere somehow. He's the principal information broker. He trades in favors, not anything else. He just buys and sells, like, secrets, rumors, stuff like that. You've got you did not have any indication before this that he was any threat or anything like that. I will say you, with that many successes, you probably know of him in particular because he's someone who some Finbloods have recounted meeting. But usually just in a transactional way. Like, tends to be the one who, in exchange for something, will explain the basics of vampirism to them.
Okay. And I guess just generally he's seen as someone who you can, like, make a deal with. He's not like someone unreasonable that might stab us in the back in this very vulnerable
Well,
moment.
he's very reasonable, from what you've heard, at least.
Yeah, alright. Then I'm gonna trust him to not stop me from doing this.
Alright, roll your ritual check. So rouse first, and then the resolve and blood sorcery.
Success. Alright. And then, I always...
Ooh, okay. I'll tell you right now, he rolled 2 on his check to resist.
Well, I only got 3, so... Although,
Okay.
you know what? I really want to hurt this man. I'm actually going to spend a willpower, because I have not spent any yet, to...
Are you adding your blood sorcery score to that resolve check?
Yeah, it's 3 plus 3.
Okay, so it's rolling 6? Got it. Just making sure. Yeah, go ahead and you can re-roll 3 of the dice.
Oh, it would just be 2, I believe, because I don't reroll the blood ones, right? I just heard that.
Right, because that's the hunger that failed. So yeah, 2 dice.
I don't think either of those succeeded.
Unfortunately not, but you still do another point of aggravated damage, and you just see like a spurt come out from underneath.
Alright. It's gonna be a... Well, damn! And then, I guess we gotta go. I don't have the firepower to finish him off.
Let's run.
You look at him behind you, and Million actually starts walking with you two for a moment. Like, he follows you. A bit of mods come in and surround and just like coat the back of his hoodie, out of sight of where you can see, but he follows you all.
I mean, I don't imagine we're walking from this guy.
Yeah, no. You
Alright.
all run, and
Is he
Mhm.
like basically escorting us, or does he want to talk to us?
It looks like he's following along with you to maybe a bit of both.
Okay. I'll wait until we're a safe distance away before I turn to him and say, "Thank you, I owe you."
Oh,
I wouldn't say that with him.
a favor in kind is always appreciated.
I know what I'm doing, Dustin.
Alright.
You get a moment's reprieve. It seems your friend is heading somewhere. So, who are you two blood hunting today? Some rabble rouser, I presume.
It's more complicated than that.
Oh, well, the young Ventru must have done something to earn your ire.
Dustin's gonna look to Uma, because she said she's got
Young-
this, but I have thoughts.
Young Ventru?
Oh, you couldn't. Sorry, I got a bit of a closer look. And he just has a moth just floats onto his nailed fingertip.
Yes, of course. I did not know he was Ventru. He's Umashekar, Banu
No.
Hakim. I feel like I should introduce myself first and foremost. He has been harming Kine. He has been empowering them against Kindred.
Well, those are two different things, aren't they? One, from the kind's perspective, I would say they would probably assume that's helpful. But, yes, I know what you're talking about.
Well, I think the important part here is that you know what I'm talking about, so that's good.
Yes. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him. Although, unfortunately, my reach only extends until the borders of the city.
Of course, but your assistance would be greatly appreciated. It's an honor.
Oh, but don't worry, I'm not doing it for too much of an altruistic reason. Little birdie.
Yeah.
A little birdie told me that that person could probably help me get back in the prince's premier's good graces, huh?
Is that so?
Maybe.
And how would he help you do that?
Well, that little bugger's been going around spreading some very, very seditious secrets.
Such as?
Have either of you heard of the Sabbat?
Yes.
I was going to ask if I have, but
I would say you probably have, yeah. The Sabbat
Yeah,
is
okay.
this group of kindred that believe in a true hierarchy. The kindred are the masters of this world and should be treated as such.
Mhm.
They do not believe in the masquerade. They believe that both the Camarilla and the Anarchs are corrupt and incorrect. Being a member of the Sabbat is to openly stand against the rest of kindred society. As even Anarchs and Camarilla can agree, they will bring the Second Inquisition down on them faster than lightning.
Are you saying that the young Ventru is a member of the Sabbat?
A member? Well, I would say he's probably their whole deal out here right now.
And this will grant Kuryu favor. Or
Oh, you don't know the history, do you?
do you mean to say our premier is also Sabbat? Am I misunderstanding?
Close, but perhaps the opposite is true. Come, sit down. I have a little loft up here. And he just begins climbing like almost bestially just above onto this rickety scaffolding. Until you get into an apartment building that still seems as renovations have halted.
Now, I would like just a thing about this guy. I would like to roll some kind of insight. I don't know if that'd be insight, charisma, insight, intelligence, insight, wisdom.
Yeah, I would say
Be
that's
like-
wits awareness,
Oh,
probably.
right.
Or
If there's
wits
an
insight, actually,
skill.
would probably be better. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll wits insight.
Because this is a guy that sells information, and he has given us a bunch of information for free, and I do not trust that even a little bit.
I did promise him that I owe him a favor, so
I only got one. I can't tell shit. He's got his whole face covered, man.
Eccentric, to say the least. And you know this of certain vampires once they get of an age. Kind of like a person's grandparents. They have these outdated sensibilities.
Mhm.
He just seems like
Yeah,
he's...
I'm still gonna be suspicious of him. I just can't get a read, I guess.
Oh yeah, certainly. Obviously to be suspicious of him. As you swear you're being watched even when he's not even looking towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You
So,
need to follow him up into the scaffolding?
Yeah.
You take the
He's
ladder.
giving us free information.
Like any civilized person would. You take the ladder up instead of almost pulling out bits of rebar. And you find yourselves in a small loft. Just it's a little dusty and unsettling in here. You see some abandoned hives in the corner of like not beeswax, but whatever material that they make. And you see he has his hood down, and he is completely bald. You might want to avert your eyes for a moment. This is a content warning for anyone about... Yeah. And he takes off his blindfold, and after a moment, he puts it back on. Clearly having done something, but you see a cluster of moths has now left and has now just almost like a highlight or a halo. You just see their wings gently flapping behind him.
interesting.
Yeah, Dustin doesn't really, like, he's not staring, but he's not looking away. He's probably taking in the rest of the room more than anything.
Yeah, this room is pretty bare bones. You get the feeling this is just a lookout. It's not really where he sleeps.
Yeah.
He sits down straight on the floor, and you see there's like a tattered there's a Persian rug in the corner, probably secondhand. Please sit, chairs for you. And there are these two half-deflated beanbags.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy to attack him, so Dustin's going to sit down, but like edge of his seat kind of sit down because he's still adrenaline rushing.
You try and sit on the edge of the beanbag, and then it just like puffs up, and you almost slip for a moment, so you have to lean back.
Guess we're ready to stand up if he needs to in a moment. I don't trust beanbags.
Yes.
This is Tate speaking. I don't trust beanbags.
Well, that little Ventru is indeed a member of the Sabbat. One of their so-called leaders of their organization. They head small groups, although his group seems to be a bit thin these days. Just a couple of thin bloods at this point. Indeed. You were asking about the history of our fine city. And I will tell you, of course, as you have promised me a great thing, a favor from a anarch of such high standing as yourself.
Yes.
Long ago, San Francisco was a little bit like it is now. It was neither Camarilla. The anarchs were not even a thing yet. The city was independent. A local prince presided over the entirety of Fog City. This was... What year is it now? I'll say about like 3,000 years probably. That sounds about right. This does not sound about right, to be clear to you two.
No.
Yes.
Lowballing or highballing, actually? Just curious.
He is severely over the amount of... San Francisco was established in, like, the last 300 years, I believe.
Oh, he's talking about. Sorry, I missed this conversation a bit. I thought he was talking about something else, like founding the Sabbat. Anyways.
No, he's talking about San Francisco specifically, and he's just like, oh, 2,000
Yeah.
years ago. Like, what?
Mhm. Excuse me.
Indeed, yes. I want to say this was around after... What is that little scuffle? Civil War, that part of U.S. history. Yes. San Francisco was ruled by no one. Well, there were local powers, people. A prince, indeed, for a time. That prince went and came and didn't really care about the city. They were concerned with other parts of California. But that prince, that strange fellow, some salubri philosopher by the name of something or other. Started with an S, I don't know. Him and this salubri became friends. And they would talk often. This salubri extolled the virtues of being a kindred and how the beast is not something to necessarily be ashamed of, but something to understand and control. This salubri of some name or other, and his friend would talk often about how kindred... Well, this salubri was essentially, to get to the point, indoctrinating the prince into the Sabbat. And this prince fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Then one day, during around a couple years after the turn of the century, he declared open season on the kine of the city. Now, you won't read about this in history books, but you'll notice a spike in heat wave deaths and strange disappearances around this time. Unsolved murders and things like that. Until the arrival of the US government. Or should I more correctly say, the Inquisition. Their foolhardy actions called the Inquisition on this entire city. The Inquisition is powerful and had, let's say, some connections still at that time. Due to cooperation with foreign forces, shall we say. Let's just be clear, the Arcanum, if we are going to just say it. 2 natural disasters ravaged our city. The earthquake and fire of 1906. The first to destroy the havens of every kindred, and the second to put an end to them. The collateral damage was immense. Many kind died. But that's their strategy, isn't it? As long as 1,000 kind die to kill 100 vampires, well, that's just math in their eyes. But they didn't get them all, did they? No, a young childer survived. A young childer by the name of Vanessa Liu. They were coming to the city for work. I believe they came for the abalone trade, before it all went extinct, of course, from overfishing, when they fell in league with a couple of vampires. Their sires dead, all the old masters dead, and it was just them alone in a city, all by themselves. Well, except for their right hand, of course. Which I believe you two have met the right hand, but I'm not one to spill anyone else's secrets.
Ooh.
Sure.
let's just say he holds a very particular place in the court. Together, they re-established a new masquerade over San Francisco. The Second Inquisition, believing their job was done, began to move. I'm sure you're aware of the rampant extrajudicial killings of this era of the United States. Some of those were driven by other means, but many of them were also Inquisition. Now our great Premier Liu, is a bit protective of the city, and let's just say their hopes of holding on to the masquerade have been judicious, to say the least. Yes, indeed. But forget not, when they were a child, they technically lived in a Sabbat city. They were a member of that open season.
So therefore, they don't necessarily have any sort of enmity with the Sabbat. In fact, if they brought the Sabbat back, it would probably feel a lot more like home to them.
Oh, no, no.
Mm.
You have to remember, the Sabbat brought the Inquisition.
Ah, right.
And, I don't know about you, but seeing everyone and everything you've ever known destroyed in the matter of a few months, well, that could drive anyone to extreme caution.
So, if Premier Liu knows that having the Sabbat around is not a good idea, then what is their goal?
You are presuming again.
I suppose.
No, no, the young upstart Ventru is purely in it for their own gain.
Hmm.
Premier is just, shall we just say, cautious, and doesn't like it when people meddle a bit too much and flash their kindred power. I'm sure you've heard of folks who go missing after potentially breaching the masquerade. And ever with technology on the rise, it's harder and harder. So don't go killing randomly, of course. You know the rules.
Of course.
I enforce the rules.
Ah, yes, Bones' little apprentice, aren't you? I knew you smelled familiar.
Dustin is gonna like sneer at the word apprentice, but he's not gonna like say anything. Just
And does Premier Liu know that their beloved young Ventru is befriending the Sabbat?
Oh, the Ventru. I don't believe the Premier and the Ventru actually know each other. No.
Oh,
But the Ventru's sire, well, that's another story. Who knows who that person is? No doubt someone of importance. I've never heard of them.
well, someone in the court, would it not be?
Maybe, but I don't know of any Ventrus in the court. There is, of course, the Malkavian. There is the other Salubri. The Premier herself, or themselves, is a Lasombra, of course. Hence the distaste for technology. And Bones is Bones.
Hmm.
No, if I had to suspect, I believe that whoever this young Ventru sire is probably sent them here from far away.
That makes sense. What better way to start a cell than to send a lone wolf and start recruiting?
Or perhaps there's more to that story, but you'd have to get your hands on him for that. Speaking of, he is holed up in a little shack for the moment. Oh dear, he is consuming the people inside. Yes. Well,
What?
he's feeding.
I mean, after what we did to him,
I mean, yes, but shouldn't we stop him?
You could try.
We tried to stop him a second ago.
We did.
Here, let me get your numbers. And he pulls out a pager.
Oh my god, bless this man. Yeah, I'll give him my number.
I don't think pagers can call phone numbers, but you just give him a means
He'll put it
of
down there and have
contact.
someone else call him.
Yeah. Yes. Oh. It's at that point, Dustin, that your phone begins to buzz in your back pocket.
I'd like to think that Dustin has been thinking about this guy they've been chasing, and something has been, like, feeling off already, and his phone buzzes, and he just looks at the number and scowls. And answers, but doesn't,
And I
like, say
think
anything, just...
You are given the news, and that is when we go to the other scene that happened before this.
Mm-hmm. He just closed the phone without saying anything, and... Damn. I think...
And that's where that scene ends. And we go to the next, which happened before. Time isn't strange. We're going to pick up again with that having been resolved. We're going to come back after the break with 6 months passing. So you all stick around to see what changes happen in a city without Malcolm.
The whole thing will fall apart. Oh no.
No.
See
Yeah, bye.
you.
Bye. Hello, and welcome back, everybody. We're now going to be going into an extended period of time of about 6 months with individual scenes interspersed throughout that period of time. We're going to start with one that happens, let's say 2 days after that whole evening of unfortunate circumstances. Takes place once again in the Duvernay Manor between Aurora and Dustin.
Aurora has not been looking great. Currently, they're wearing a very big, oversized hoodie, has been smoking a lot, and is just walking around, just totally gremlining it up, and is just, has now, like, taken a lot of her clothes and put it in one of the biggest rooms, like the biggest rooms you can find, but not Malcolm's room. Like, this is my room now, taking it over. Nobody else can have it. But that's basically where what Aurora's been doing in the manor after like those 2 days, and now she is camped out in the library having a discussion with Dustin.
One quick thing.
Yeah. Oh.
You all would find this out. When you got back to the library, that large soldier's portrait of Malcolm when he was serving in the war is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize it was gone when you got back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I think Dustin's spent time in the library already, so he probably was like the day of, but
Like, gone is in like
Yeah,
the
right?
If you ask the Valkyries, they would say none of them have touched it.
I have a
Okay.
feeling that the sire took it. Just
That would probably be a good
That's
assumption.
what I was trying to ask. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
The sire did take the portrait.
I am. I basically am. Anyway, I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I'm camped out in the library and having a discussion with Dustin.
yeah. Unless you had thoughts on, I think this starts with you like in the library, and Dustin sort of approaches like, "All right, I wanted to give you a day or two. I work with people who are having a hard time of it a lot, but we do need to sort of hash out what the new ground rules are here. I don't know if Malcolm explained this to you, but this is technically my house that he owns. It's part of our arrangement.
Okay, first of all, Malcolm told me that I get to keep the library, I get to choose my own room, and I get to be in charge of the balcony. So those are the three things that I want. You can keep everything else. I don't care about the cars. I don't care about the other rooms. Anything else. Just give me this library. This is gonna be my library. The Valkyries are gonna report to me. I mean, of course, like I don't know anything about other things, but they'll be reporting to me, and I have the biggest room. There's our hashing out. You can have everything else.
Okay, first of all, that is not anything. Malcolm did not spend time telling you that.
Yes, he did.
I don't give a damn about the room. You can have whatever room. I'm not changing my room. My room is tactically placed to make sure that the rowing team doesn't break anything, including themselves. 2, the Valkyries report to you? Do you want just like updates, or do you want to decide what they do? Because those are different things.
Which one of those has the least amount of work?
Them sending you reports on what they do.
That's great. Let's do that one.
All right. I can agree to that. I'm still the security officer here. That's fine. And then like Dustin stops for a second and he's looking around this room. Your library?
Yeah.
No, this
No, it's gonna be Aurora's library.
Yeah, but these are my books. I mean, some of them are Malcolm's. We can start separating those, but these, especially the ones on magic, are mine.
Are you taking the books out of the library?
No, because it's
Then
my library.
It's Aurora's library now.
I don't.
Just
Like, Dustin's just like sitting here, is like not sure how to. What? A plaque?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Let me get this clear. You just want it to be named your library?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I will make you the plaque myself.
Perfect. And I think that's it. That's all I need from this place. You have any other?
You know what?
Out.
Just don't like. I don't know. You don't seem like the kind of person that would like burn furniture or anything.
No.
Yeah. Like I think we have an understanding here. The house stays nice.
I was raised by my dads to be a really good house guest. I will not burn any
For
furniture.
like a moment, like he's going to say something snarky. You can see it on him because he's seeing your room now, and he just.
Okay, first of all, my room is great.
You know what? Ah! No, he doesn't. I actually like that. He didn't say anything, but that's definitely what Aurora's like. No, hold on. I'm like,
My room is
All
great.
right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't. All right. You know what? Agreed. And I'll like hold a hand out.
And then Aurora will hold a handout as well that, yeah.
Just good luck.
Have fun. I'm gonna be here in my library, and I'm gonna wait until you put a plaque on it. Okay? I'll happily wait.
Yeah.
So the plaque
All right.
comes at some point. I'm assuming it's probably just from some trophy store that's just in the city. Like you paid like $40
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Like if Aurora makes a deal about it, he will get a blank one and scratch it in with his hunting knife, but otherwise it's just from a trophy store.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
get like a basic embossed one. All right.
Yeah.
Happening pretty quickly. The new boundaries being drawn without Malcolm. We're gonna go to DJ.
I think that for the sake of chronology, the conversation with Uma happens first, but I would like to do the scene with Aurora first.
That sounds good.
So, Aurora, DJ invites you to go with him on a trip, and we are flying in a private jet.
Nice.
Red Eye, obviously. And we land in Dallas, Texas. And DJ's like oddly quiet for most of the trip. And
How far has it been since Malcolm was in Coterie, you think?
so I think at this point, if there are 6 months, this is probably the beginning of month 4.
Okay. Aurora looks a little bit better. Less, like she's still not at her best, but she's starting to like put makeup on again, starting to talk a little bit different. But you can still tell that it's not great.
And as we get into a driven black Hummer, DJ will sit in the back with you and say, "You seem like you have a pretty good relationship with your sires in general."
Yeah, I do.
You know, that's actually like pretty rare. Apparently most kindred hate their sires because of the whole you killed me kind of deal.
Yeah, this was by choice. They never took away my choice of it.
See, that's why I brought you, because I actually had a similar situation. Mine wasn't as clear, but I was on board with it, and I probably would have gotten myself killed, honestly, if I hadn't done it. Because I've always been a very angry person, and before I had music to sort of, I don't know, put that energy somewhere else, I used to cause trouble with like-minded people, let's say.
Yeah.
And my mentor's name doesn't matter anymore. She always said that she wanted her legacy to be a voice in the chorus of everyone else's song. So, and we will pull up to a very particular location in Dallas, Texas. I believe Milan knows where we are. And I will say, I will pull out a very old piece of paper and say, this was one of the first things that I ever wrote, and I feel like it gets more relevant as years goes on. If you don't mind me reading it.
Not at all.
I could feel it in the air. Those final words I heard from you signified when I first realized my love of dark clouds, fast heartbeats, and distant memories over rolling thunder, almost as if to place an affirmation that the end was upon us. And then a darkness grew, and I was less, and more, and hollow, and fulfilled, and weak, And stronger than ever, as I became worse, I was better than ever. The irony of hating my hatred I embraced. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll look back at this and it will be nothing. But tonight it's still everything.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Uh it's called Dark Summer. And I'll roll down the window and show the currently abandoned square of Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas.
It's a rare moment of rain. The ground, black asphalt looking like a mirror almost of the lights. But
And I will squeeze Aurora's hand and say, I shot and killed the man who killed my sire in this plaza a few decades ago.
I'm sorry.
I told myself that I would burn this piece of paper when I could forget on that one day when it'll be nothing. Every time I read it, it's still everything.
Yeah.
So I want you to know that healing from losing someone doesn't mean you'll heal back to the person you were. But it does mean that you'll heal into who you're going to be. And I'm excited to meet that person.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me here. Thank you for showing me this. And Aurora will reach for your hand and just squeeze your hand.
DJ will squeeze your hand back and will wipe a small trickle of blood from one of the corners of his eyes and say, okay, that's about as sappy as I can be for 6 months, so let's go fucking party?
Sure. I would absolutely love that.
Alright,
And
take us to
with
the
that-
spot, driver.
there's a montage of the two of you partying with a familiar face to you, Aurora, as I believe they're here already. A one Alize Washington, who was just recently moved. It is a fun time. You get way too drunk. You even for Kindred, you do all these things. It's great.
And then we flash backwards, probably about 3 months. So this is a month after Malcolm passed.
One quick thing before
Sure.
that, though. It's at the end of your trip, Malcolm, but you haven't made that expressly aware to someone yet.
Okay.
And it's the two of you sitting on top of a roof, sharing a smoke of something that's perfectly legal in this alternate universe. Stars are brighter here.
Yeah.
You're not staying, are you?
Yeah, I still got stuff to watch. And besides, you don't really need me running around under you anymore, right?
It's never about need. DJ.
I know. But hey, if you're ever in town, I can take you to all the shitty spots that you know better than I do.
A lot of history for me in San Francisco, but I don't think I'll be coming back anytime soon.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, keep an eye on the art collective for me.
I will definitely go there more than one time. That is the best promise I can give you.
And with that, we're gonna go backwards to the scene between Uma and DJ.
DJ will knock, knock, knock on Uma's door with a manila envelope.
And she will answer.
Hey, I
Hi.
got the info you needed for that blank body.
Right, of course. Yeah, come with me, and I guess I'll just take DJ with me to wherever the person is, the contact is.
I imagine me and you go to an office in the manner to sort of talk it over so that we look presentable in front of whomever the person would be to mechanically do the thing.
Yeah, no.
So I wanted to just sort of, I didn't want this to jump out of nowhere in front of someone I don't know. But first, I had a question that's like kind of personal, but I figure we're about to get real personal with my stuff, so maybe like an equal trade.
You're dancing around something. Spit it out. What's, of course, what?
Why do you do the judge, executioner, jury deal?
That's my clan. I'm Banu Hakim.
I mean, yeah, but why do you do it?
Because I can't stand watching others get hurt. I always wanted to make a difference in the world, or I don't know, leave my mark on it, or I don't even know what to call it, but it's important to me that people aren't powerless. Whether they're kindred or kind doesn't matter. But that's the big thing, I think. And it bothers me when people are taken advantage of. I think that's the simplest way I can put it.
Milan, it's 2014.
It's about like 2012. Well, actually, at this point, if it's been like 2-3 months-ish, the holidays have come and passed. It is 2013.
Okay. Then I'll nod and go, okay. I mean, I figured you had a good reason. I just needed to be sure.
Why?
Start taking photos out of the manila envelope and say, well, 49 years ago, my sire attempted to do a great good by a great many people. And all the credit and all of the goodwill and good faith that her plan would have generated was taken and she was murdered. And I was a very angry young man at the time.
Understandable. Yeah.
So I may have shot and killed JFK.
I'm sorry, you what? No, I heard you. I heard you. I sure heard you. I sure heard. Oh, wow. That's
did
impressive, DJ. Wait, were you asking me because you thought I was about to what? Like
I didn't know how. I don't know how it works. I was just
murder
double
you
checking.
because I'd be mad that you murdered them. Uma just like busts out laughing. Like that is the funniest shit to her. And she's like,
I don't know how it works. Damn.
"No, you're fine. You're great. You're fine." That's funny.
But yeah, it took quite a few favors, which took me a couple decades to work off. And it's, actually how I got properly into the music industry, but that's a whole other thing. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that I had to charm 2 humans to get out of there and call in a whole bunch of favors.
I mean, my girl is sound. It's not like she's gonna tell anybody. She's just
Okay. All right. I just didn't want you to, find out when we were telling whoever it is.
Listen, I don't think she would have sold the beans to me either. Like, this is what she does. She's good at it. I think you're
That's
okay.
fair. How you holding up?
I'm okay.
You sure?
No. But I'm okay.
I got an honest answer. I think I did my job. All right. Well, then let's go meet your contact. Just for no reason whatsoever in particular. Is she bad? Should I switch what clothes I'm wearing?
And
You mean you didn't dress up for me?
Oh well, I know how to dress for you, and that's not how I dress for everybody. So
Oh.
you get the limited edition, fresh out the closet.
I see. All right.
and with that, we're gonna fast forward from this scene. Do you manage to make an exchange? All you got to do is let this person meet Usher. Easy for you. You introduce them to Usher. Who, fun fact, was also born in Dallas, Texas.
That's true.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But it doesn't. The camera doesn't yet leave Uma. Because Uma gets a call. And it's from a number you recognize. It is your sire.
Hey, Kareem. I'll pick it up.
Hey! Guess who's coming up to San Francisco?
Oh, finally! Where have you been? I've missed you so much.
I've missed you too, darling. Alright, so I'm bringing me and about, let's say 50% of my entourage up with me. I've
Oh,
already
honey.
gotten my accommodations set up. I'm gonna be staying for a while, actually. It looks like there was a vacancy, so your premier decided to say, hey, you want to come and hang? Not exactly like that. They were so serious and gruff about it, but looks like
I didn't ask you like that. Jesus.
Yeah, no, so I'm going to be coming up and we're going to be seeing a lot more of each other. Hope you're keeping up the good work. Hope you're still being your fabulous self.
Thank you, babe. You know I am.
Oh, you've got to meet this one ghoul that recently joined the entourage. Absolutely amazing. Fashion designer from, get this, they were born in Paraguay, but they moved to Ecuador when they were 2, on their own, living only with their older cousin. Amazing, inspirational story.
Yeah, sounds incredible. I can't wait. Promise me you'll let me have one of their outfits?
Oh, darling, I already have a whole wardrobe prepared for you.
You're the best. Kareem, I can't wait to see you.
And we're gonna fast forward to the first day after they get settled. It's you
Perfect.
two with a bunch of people. As you know, they are quite the scene queen, so they have a lot of people around them.
Yep.
They're not in their persona right now. They're just Kareem. But you two are just hanging out. We don't need to necessarily go directly into it, but it is a wonderful time that you very much needed, and that is what really recharges your willpower at that moment.
Yeah, I needed that.
They do sense something's wrong though, and Kareem just asks, "So, what's up with you, darling? You seem a little down in the dumps. Something happened?"
Christ, is it that obvious? It's a long story. I don't even know how to explain everything that's happened. Let's just say a friend of mine is in torpor now, and there's Sabat in the city fucking with the kind, and you know how I feel about that. Because I don't feel good
Don't
about
even
that.
get me started. I will whoop this skinny boy's ass. I'm assuming it's a male person. It's probably one of those.
Thin Blood Venture, actually. But he's got a fucking mean-ass punch.
Doesn't sound like his blood's so thin and after all then.
Well, that's just it, right? He's doing some weird shit. Don't go after him. Don't ruin your nails. Don't ruin your manicure. It's too nice. It's okay if I ruin mine. It's no big deal.
Oh, it is very big deal to me. In fact, we need to go and deal with this whole situation. And that is where we're going to cut that scene. As your sire is now... Is there anything else you wanted to do quickly?
Do they have a present for me? Or do I get to go on a little, like, trip with them?
Yes,
you know
you do.
what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. But we'll come back to that in a moment.
Sure, not a problem.
But first, we're going to check in with Dustin really quick, who is still doing work on the case. But you realize you need to do something about that situation. That dude will not go down to ordinary things. So, what do you do to prepare next time you face the venture?
Yeah, I think maybe in the past when he's had to like take down someone who is more powerful than him, Dustin generally just plans a lot more. But that's someone who has like a layer in the city that he can figure out where they live, and generally it's kind of like, hey, I'm just gonna hire a bunch of ghouls or kindred, or not kindred, ghouls or kind, or have the Valkyries like light their house on fire, or something like very underhanded like that. So he's like, I have to bring that kind of firepower with me, is his thought. So he's gonna head to whatever sort of black market dealer in weapons he can find.
So go ahead and we're going to roll this. A subterfuge plus, let's say, intelligence.
I mean, I have a specialty in black market, streetwise. It wouldn't be that?
Oh, sorry. Yes, it would be streetwise. My mistake.
Streetwise in which one?
Streetwise intelligence, and you add your specialty.
Ah.
So that would be one additional die for that.
Wow, I'm actually not bad at this. Okay. That's a 3.
3. 3 successes is enough. The difficulty was 1 to find what you needed. You managed to acquire yourself. Why don't you describe exactly what you find?
Well, and that was the question, if 3 is enough to get like a nicer version of this. So like,
I think
like the dragon. No, sorry.
Go for it.
he's looking for dragon breath rounds. They're like a shotgun round that emits a massive plume of fire along with the regular buckshot, and he's a little nervous about this. So his plan was originally to get like a regular, like break action double barrel shotgun that is really cheap, and then probably just throw it away afterwards. But I think that when he goes to this black market guy, this Kindred that is connected to like weapons, maybe his self weapons dealer.
This would actually be a ghoul who is selling to you.
Okay, yeah. And probably finds, if you'll allow me, this like really solid, actually a very short revolver shotgun. I will find you the video I've seen of this. The idea being that this will maybe break after the 6th shot because of the heat of these rounds will melt this gun, but it will give him 6 shots instead of 2. If you'll allow me with 3.
Yes, I will allow you with the 3 to get it, but there is one drawback. It's been customized before, and it is like pure white with the name Lucas engraved in like a bright green on the stock.
It's like, to the ghouls. Like, this is not going to be a, like, I can paint over that, right? There's not some mechanic in this revolver that I'm not familiar with.
No, you can go ahead and paint over it. Listen, I got it off of some hunter who met an untimely end and thought he was some hot shit, huh?
Well, you know, when you paint your gun bright white, that's probably going to contribute to that untimely end.
Yeah, dude doesn't know how the whole thing works. Very old school thinking, like, oh, I'm going to throw some garlic rosary and that'll do shit.
Yeah, well, his stupidity is our game then, right? And holds up the, like, definitely Malcolm's money. Like, Dustin could not generally afford this.
Oh yeah, for sure. But there's no need to subtract anything because of the wealth that's just accumulating in that bank account.
Mm-hmm. This is the one thing.
Yeah. Like, when will the kind learn? Garlic ain't you're just seasoning yourself for us. It's better.
I did meet a kind that lit one on fire once. That seems like closer, right?
Lit a piece of garlic on fire and threw it? I mean, that'd do something for sure.
Yeah. I'm just saying, step in the right direction, right?
Oh, well. I could probably sell a flaming garlic launcher for a shit ton of money on some unsuspecting fool.
You be careful, though. They might start suspecting a little more than an unsuspecting fool, yeah? And hand him the money as the transaction is over. But I think that's like the joke that he leaves on.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you paint over and you just spray the gun into a different color.
Oh, just black. Just as nondescript as possible.
Just make a matte black gun wherever you can.
Yeah. No need to advertise.
Is there anyone else you wanted to speak with or do anything with?
I'm trying to find this name.
If not, Lucina will come up to you at some point.
Yeah. Actually, that's the name I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's while he's painting the gun, maybe.
She comes up to you. She visits the rowing house every so often to whoop all their asses at various video games. And she just pulls you aside at one point. Hey, we gotta talk about some shit that's happening on the streets, which I'm sure you already know.
Yeah? And he gestures and, like, we'll sit down and stop doing what he's doing.
Now, normally, I think we would say this is probably a good thing. There are a lot less thin bloods than usual. People are not siring left and right anymore and being secretive and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Normally a good thing. But came across something that's not so great. I think there's not that there's less thin bloods. I think there are just less thin bloods here.
And I think like Dustin sort of, he was worried this was like, I need to help this person that is like my protege, and is now detective hat on. It's like, all right, why do you think that?
Not quite
Let's
like
work
a
through the
protege. The Lucina is kind of like your ear to the ground.
Yeah,
More like the Watson to Sherlock, rather than like an actual.
yeah, but you know, like a investigator hat comes on. It's like, all right, so why do you think that?
All right, so I was keeping low, like I usually do, listening in. When I heard on the grapevine that this young dude caught a vampire feeding, so he killed him, and dude was upset, so he's like, "Oh no, I'm such a monster. Wait, I'm a vampire. I can bring them back to life." So he did the thing, but then realized, "Wait, what the fuck am I doing?" Right? Went to find that young guy who got abandoned after being revived. So give him the lowdown, help him figure it out. Before I could, he went into West Side territory. Market districts, that kind of stuff. And he kind of just dropped off the face of the map. Like, I cannot find him anywhere. And my nose is good for this kind of shit. I can find anyone.
Yeah, that is weird. You talked to the other Thin Bloods? Maybe somebody picked him up and helped him.
I've been trying, but they're getting tight-lipped around me, especially. I don't know. I mean, obviously our friends, they hang out with us. They say shit, but my old contacts are being a bit stingy with the info.
Well, it's a good eye. And Dustin thinks for a second. It's, hey, I mean, we've been working on something, me and temporary Coterie here, and I think you're onto something. Definitely been having a hard time getting a hold of Thin Bloods myself, and just don't feel like you have to stick around if things get dicey in here, yeah? I trust your instincts, and I don't want you to put yourself in danger for me.
All right. I mean, you know me. I can handle myself. Just wanted to let you know, since I know you're working on some big shit right now.
Yeah, and again, looks to the gun he's been painting. Is, yeah, I know you can handle yourself. Just, I'm worried that I couldn't handle this if this all goes south.
That's why I'm
even
here.
with my friend's help.
I can pick up the slack.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess just. And he sort of gives up on this idea of convincing her that maybe she needs to leave. If things go bad, yeah. So, just keep your nose to the ground, yeah.
About Lucina, you know that they're very diligent, and there's a reason that she doesn't stop trying to find Thin Bloods, trying to find their sires, because she has no clue who sired her.
Yeah.
There are no prominent gangrel in the city. She's alone. She's just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know that Dustin has not much to say to her if she's not going to be convinced, so he'll probably just make small talk. Maybe that's the scene we leave on, is as he's.
You join
this
them
gun,
for
cleaning it
Mario
up.
Kart. You get third place, as it actually turns out that Winston's surprisingly good at Mario Kart at this point.
I think Dustin actually does poor at it. I think he's like kind of mad that it doesn't work like a car. Like the breaking of the physics gets him. He's like, no, that's not how cars work.
What do you mean I have to
Or
drift?
go-karts.
You just gotta press the brake before you go into a turn.
It's like drifting is the least professional, like the least efficient way of going around a car. He's stuck on that like the whole time.
So yeah, you get like last place. Maybe one race you get a little faster because you get like 3 bullet bills.
It's Mario Kart. Things can go your way sometimes.
All right. We're gonna pick up to another rainy evening. This takes place over in DJ's neck of the woods, but not with DJ. We see Aurora coming out of the apartment, wearing a hoodie that does not yet belong to them. It is the day you've been waiting for a while. Your sires are coming on your behest. Talk with you. Where do you meet them?
Meeting them, not really. I told them that I was gonna meet them at a cafe, like nearby. But I was planning on going home first. I basically, Aurora's come out of DJ's apartment, wearing one of the hoodies that DJ has lying around, just sort of like, and is just getting ready to basically like go to the Duvernay mansion to look a little bit more presentable for her sires. That's basically where she's heading towards the Duvernay mansion.
Okay. You get changed. You wear something. Something a little nicer. Maybe it's rainy, so you elect for something a bit warmer.
Yeah. And I meet them at the. Mm-hmm.
This is a cafe that you've never been to, but a while ago, not too long ago, there was a meeting here between a certain very, very friendly Toreador and his old friend from a while ago. It's the same cafe that Malcolm met his art collector friend all that one time back then. Episode 2, I believe. Can you understand why? It's a nice French cafe. You get a croque monsieur, and I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't speak French. No one should, really.
I'm just gonna assume that that's
French.
And Aurora's
All right,
veining up the correct way. I'm saying it. Everybody else is saying it wrong.
Okay. And you see them standing, or they walk up holding hands like the lovebirds they are. William being a like 5'6" Hispanic man with a thin mustache and goatee. Jericho being a slightly taller, around 5'10"-ish white man with longer hair tied in the back. They wave to you and they come and sit down at your table.
I give them both like quick hugs before they do sit down, and I sit down in front of them. I mean, I sit down with them. Dad, how have you been?
We need to. Actually, do they know what happened to Malcolm yet?
Yes, they know. I'm gonna say yes, they know. And one of the reasons why they actually decided to come is because they're a little bit worried about how Aurora is doing.
For sure.
Yeah.
You swear you hear a helicopter in the background as they lean in extremely close and grab your hand with all their might. Are you okay? Are you eating enough? You look pale. And like she pinches your cheek.
I'm okay. I'm totally fine. There is a reason why I asked you to come. I know who really put Malcolm in this position. I know exactly who did it.
Oh, I mean, you were so cagey on the phone. We're so worried. What happened?
Malcolm got shot. Not with a normal bullet, but something that harms us. And right now, he's in the mansion and he's in torpor. And
They look aghast, and William speaks up. Are you telling me Malcolm got... And he leans close. Staked?
yeah, not completely. I was able to get all of it out, but because of the damage, it was just too much for him. So he needed to, as we do.
We're just so glad that you're okay. If that had gotten close to you, if that had touched you...
I know.
And they're like squeezing hard. You can see that. Jericho's not saying anything yet. Other than like the beginning.
And I look at Jericho and I turn to him and I say, it was her. Did you know it was her?
I figured as much. Damn, Crone is so goddamn... I always felt bad for Malcolm. You know?
Yeah.
At least with me, she only decided to ruin my life once. Her, Malcolm had his life ruined every decade or so.
Yeah.
And now this.
I was told that the relationship between sire and child are very different. Most hate their sire. Obviously, ours are different. But one of the reasons I came here, I asked you to come here, is I wanted to say permission, but maybe the term is more informing. I'm going to destroy her. I won't be alone in doing it, but I am going to destroy her.
You know,
Self.
she's probably all the way back in France by now. You might have a better chance of petitioning the Prince of Paris to blood hunt her on her own.
I think a couple of us want to be the one to push the stake in.
But all that aside, have you met with your other grandsire yet? And William speaks up. Yes, I'm sure you've heard of him around here. If here is a big deal.
My other grandsire? I mean, I know. Sorry, it's all very. Who's my other grandsire?
I told you, Duras is my sire. William is saying.
I don't think I've met him.
Flashing back to episode 1, Duras was the keeper of Elysium, actually. Yeah.
Duras. Well, I don't think I really got to talk to him that much.
You probably didn't even know who you were. But yes, I mean,
the court.
Right, but you know, he's certainly a strange one. No, not to say he's nothing like Velena, to be clear. He would probably love to meet you. He's never been so controlling. Let me go after a few decades of helping him out with his latest thing.
Well, maybe having a good experience with a grandsire might be something I would need somehow. That'd be
I
nice.
would be careful still around him. You know, I
Ah.
mean, you don't have it, luckily, but our curse lets us, let's just say it's not the easiest sight. And you would know this of Malkavians.
Yeah.
Malkavians have a very particular bane and uh, clan curse. Essentially, you would know this, that William has suffered from schizophrenia,
Right.
and by an extension, so has Duras. It is manageable, but it comes typically in moments of stress and things like that. And it is part of how they activate their Auspex abilities, is through those auditory and visual hallucinations.
I understand. I have been with you for a while before I came here. So you, and this is mostly for Jericho as well. You give me permission, right?
You're going to be safe about it. They look at each other. We just want to. We will be there for you. I mean, it's. We can't let anything happen to you.
Of course.
Has there
I'm-
been anything else in the city we should know about? We just want to be informed.
There were a couple of things, and this is when basically Aurora tells about the man in black, the priest guy that came into the
When
the,
you get to the priest, their faces just drop once you give a description of him. Do you tell them their name? I believe you all learned his name.
yeah, Father.
Yeah.
They just look wide-eyed. And make sure you're gonna roll for this, for good old William. Okay, he's fine. But he starts to panic a bit. You see him hyperventilate for a moment. He's...
Do you know him?
Did he?
I'm sorry. Do you know him?
They just look at each other. Yes. We've met him before.
Who is he?
He's hunted us for years. We never wanted to have to tell you this, but Aurora, you're not our first child.
I kind of figured that out. That's okay.
You're the fifth.
Well, I didn't think I was the fifth.
So,
What happened? Where are they?
William just begins to tear up and just turns and covers his mouth while Jericho keeps speaking. Each of them were hunted down by Father Rictus. He staked each and every one of them.
Did each and every one of them have the same curse like I do?
They all are affected in the same way.
Just like you, Jericho?
To be clear, Jericho actually does not have stake bait.
Oh, it's what's her face?
Neither of them do. It developed from them.
Oh.
You are the first one to have this. Well, apparently the fifth one to have this.
Right. Okay. Right. It developed from this.
Our-
Got it.
Our first attempt was a young girl named Poppy. Poppy Rictus.
Ah.
We turned her after talking with her for a while. She didn't quite understand what being a vampire meant, and still tried to live with her family. One day the hunger became too much. She drained her mother and was staked by her father, the priest Father Rictus.
Does he know about me?
He has hunted down every time we have tried to sire your 4 other siblings. Theophina, Gabriella, Calliope, and now you.
This
And
would have
when-
been, this would have been
when-
really cool if you told me this much earlier.
We thought he had died because we hadn't seen him in 20 years. What? He has to be like close to 90 years old at this point. Humans don't live that long.
You'd think.
Certainly hunters don't.
So he's here for me?
Seems like it. And now saying this, you flash back to the moment you activated your Auspex ability. And you saw... You now know the name. Calliope. Calliope was the one who showed you that vision.
Got it. Calliope. I think I saw her, William. She showed me what happened.
Showed you what? What do you? Oh,
Calliope. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be fine. I have people that watch over me. I have Malcolm's Valkyries. I'm gonna be okay.
he is relentless and smart, and the only thing that keeps him going is true faith. You have to be careful.
I will.
We're
Really?
only a 2-hour plane ride away. We can be here at any moment.
I understand. You both need to be safe as well. I don't know why Father Rictus is... Well, maybe I kind of understand. But he must not like you as well. Maybe it's just
No,
harder
he's-
for you.
He's tried to kill us before, but I think he also wants to make us suffer. Maybe in his sick mind, will repent before
I'll be safe. I'll make sure of it. I have business here. I won't leave. I have to be here. Well, maybe, depending on the Paris thing. But I'll be here.
Okay. We trust you.
Thank you.
You're the strongest one yet.
Huh. Maybe smarter, too. I'll figure something out. I've been reading some books. Some interesting ideas in the library. Malcolm is a great collector.
They just The rain patters on the patio that's covering the small cafe you're sitting at. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us, as that mostly concludes our 6 months of downtime. Reminder, we will be playing the finale of the Kindred of Fog City next week for Season 1. That's right. It's all coming to a head. We're going to go ahead and do our outro, starting in the order's all different, but we're going to try and do it in reverse order as much as we can. Tate, go ahead and go first.
Hello, Twitch, and hello, Internet. My name is Tate Washburn. You can find me at Tate the Terrific on Twitter. Also, other social media stuff that I don't do anything on, and mostly I just share dumb memes and some things about writing. And what you should really do is follow this channel's Twitter, at Neon Lights Our Play, where we announce all of the cool games we're going to do. We have a lot of much funnier people making all the jokes and stuff for it, all that good stuff. And yeah, you'll find me here next week and with some future projects that we haven't really announced yet. So you should follow that Twitter and join our Discord, where we pull players from. It's where we meme a whole bunch and do a lot of voice chat stuff and have just generally a good time. And that's my outro. I believe
Awesome.
Glyza's next.
Continuing it along. Yeah, Glyza, go ahead.
Hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. I am a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a talk show host of a show called Trial Run, where I interview different TTRPG personalities. I guess I'm a TTRPG personality as well. To see all the stuff I'm in, just check out bio.link/classicalglyza to see wherever you can find me, or just look for @classicalglyza everywhere on the socials, but definitely especially on Twitter, because I do make all of my announcements there. Don't follow me on TikTok. It's very messy right now on TikTok for me. You might enjoy it, you might not, but don't do it. Occasionally hilarious on Twitter though, and always a delight. So thank you, Ned.
D, go ahead.
Good evening, my lovely creatures of the dark. My name is D. I am a voice actor, streamer, musician, professional GM all across the internet. I am also yours, Milan's, and everyone else's TTRPG Universal Champion. And there are officially some people that are going to try and take this belt from me at WrestleTopia, so you should follow me on Twitter, see if any of them can pull it off. They won't. They have no chance.
It's going to be me. I'm taking that belt.
And that's all for me.
Go ahead whenever you're ready.
That means it's me. Hello, my name is Leona. You can find me on Twitter at that's the best place to find me. Follow me what on earth it is that I am doing, and where you can find me next. I have been playing Uma Shekhar, our Banu Hakim, judge, jury, and executioner all in one, if you know what I mean. And I don't know what else to plug. Don't know if I'm gonna plug it next week, so I'm gonna just plug it now. Happy Diwali in advance. Love y'all. Good night.
I have been Mallard Man, also known as Milan. I've been your storyteller for this evening. I GM and play things on the internet a lot. You should go ahead and follow me on twitter.com/mallardman_ or just twitch.com/mallardman. I do things and say things and make words in a way that is hopefully pleasing to people's ear. Other than that, if you feel like you haven't gotten enough duck tonight, you can get some more duck tomorrow over on the TTRPG channel, where I will be playing Monster Hearts. That's right. GM'd by Arcane Goth over there. I believe that's their Twitter handle. And other than that, be sure to check the finale next week. I have nothing else to plug at the moment. You should watch all the other amazing and wonderful shows on this network. I believe, what is it? It's Fridays that there's a show Friday. I'm forgetting the name.
No.
Pilot Skies on Friday? I don't know. I don't know the schedule.
That's done. But
We reached finale.
yeah, we finished off that story. But Frozen Rain is this week. As is, I believe, a Blades Will. Not too sure that one, but I also know that I'm pretty sure we have. Is it With the Will this week? Is it With the Will? Is it With the Will last
Yeah,
week?
With the Will on Wednesday and
Listen,
Frozen Rain on Thursday.
There we go. See, we got that. The point is, there's great shit on this channel. And if you ain't watching it, you're sleeping on it. And you really should check it out.
Yeah. All right. You all have a lovely evening, and I think that's where we're going to head out, everyone. Say bye, Kindred.
Bye, Kindred.
Bye, Kindred.